This is like one of those times I wish I had a little bit more to give right here, because I feel like it looks like this just goes on forever. Anyway. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the 20 best products from 20 different brands that are eyeshadow palettes at Sephora. I did this video last week hoping like I have my life together and I'm actually posting on schedule. Last week is the Ulta version. I always talk about like eyeshadow on my channel, and I wanted to talk about 20 great products from both retailers that are not eyeshadow palettes. So I tried to keep Ulta like exclusive to Ulta. There were like a couple of brands that maybe you could find at Sephora, and today I'm trying to keep it exclusive to Sephora. So if you're interested in my 20 best products from 20 different brands at Sephora, I did get this video idea from Andrea Mattiliano. I will have her channel, her video linked below. Go check her out. But if you're interested in seeing 20 products I love from 20 different brands that you can find at Sephora, stay tuned first. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into the video. So I'm currently going through my closet, and every single like going out top, and not like going out, but like the tops that I have hanging as opposed to just like my 20-year-old t-shirts, I'm trying to like wear for a YouTube video and decide if I like them. This, I'm not gonna stand up. This is like a corset crop top, and let me just say, this girl does not need to be out in a crop top right now, but I don't want to give this shirt up yet. It's like one of those like, well, maybe someday if I achieve my fitness goals, but I will say, it being zipped right now, I feel like I'm out of breath. Maybe this is encouragement that I should go for a walk or go work out later. But anyway, why do I keep going like this too, like putting my arms out this way? Okay. There's two products from two different brands I don't currently have in my collection, but wanted to talk about. So we'll talk about those first so I don't forget them. First up, I have Wander Beauty. And actually, I should have double checked that Wander Beauty is still available at Sephora, because I feel like I never see them as I'm perusing Sephora, but I feel like they're still available at Sephora, because I think when I was prepping this, I was going through the brands list. But from Wander Beauty, I've tried quite a few products. I've tried to only include brands that I've tried like a good variety of products. There's a couple of brands where I'm like stretching it just a little bit. But from Wander Beauty, hands down, my favorite product from their line is the Mile High Club Mascara. I'll post a picture on the screen. It's a tubing mascara, and I wouldn't say it's like the best for volume, but in terms of longevity and lengthening and separating the lashes, this is such a good mascara. Because it is a tubing mascara, which is my personal preference, I don't have any issues with it transferring or ending up all over my face. So that is a personal favorite mascara of mine. I don't try and buy new mascaras because I always have like 10,000 mascaras in my collection, but I've gone through multiple tubes of this, and if I ran out of all of my mascaras, this would be like one of the top contenders for a mascara that I would purchase. All right, the other product that I don't currently have in my collection comes from KVD Beauty, and I don't think that this product is going to be for everyone, but I love this product. It is the Shake Primer, and in terms of eyeshadow primers, this is my favorite that I have tried. I haven't tried the most, but I like this one better than like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I like it better than the Smashbox one I'm using right now. I really like this one. So you shake this one up, and then I usually dot a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I just like tap it onto the lid, and it is such like a, I don't want to say like a stronghold glue, because that makes me think like when I open my eyes and then close them, like my eyes will be like peeling apart, but it just had, but truly the tack that this primer offered was just like impeccable in my opinion, much better than the other eyeshadow primers that I've tried. Now this one is not pigmented at all, which I feel like could be like a positive for some and a not positive for others. I personally like that it wasn't pigmented. I typically set my eyeshadow primer with a powder anyway, but I really like that one from KVD, and if you've been interested in checking it out, I would highly recommend. Again, assuming that you don't mind like shaking up your primer. Like, it's a little bit of a process, but I really like that one from KVD. All right, now let's get into the rest of the products. Let's start with the brand Rose Inc. Now this brand is newer to Sephora. I want to say they came in like fall or winter of last year, and I've been super intrigued with the brand ever since I saw them come into Sephora. I've tried their highlighter. I need to try their blush, their bronzer, and their concealer this year. and I like all of them. Like I would say like 10 out of 10 recommend the brand in general. It is a little bit more pricey, but I haven't tried one product that I have not liked from Rose Inc. But if I had to choose a favorite and a first product to start out with, I love bronzer, and their cream bronzer is so easy to work with. I will say my one complaint about them is like their packaging is just like bulky. Like it's just thick, and it's also like in a weird shape. I don't know, like that would be my one complaint. So I have the bronzer in the shade K-A-U-A-I, I literally have no idea, but this is such a blendable, like seamless cream bronzer, so easy to work with. I have mentioned before that with the cream products from Rose Inc, I do feel like I have to warm the product up a little bit, even when I like tightly close my package. It's not like it's like drying out. I just feel like it needs a little bit of like that warmth before going in with the product. But I will also say like I'll warm the product up on my finger, and I can use the product that ends up on my finger from warming it up. But if you're someone who starts out by going in with like a brush, like which I do, I usually warm it up on my finger, then tap my finger onto my forehead or whatever it might be, cheeks, and then I also then go in with a brush. Just like one thing that I wanted to point out. But I've been super impressed with all products from Rose Inc. I really don't think you can go wrong. But my current favorite is the bronzer. We can just keep going with bronzer. I love bronzer, as I said. So Tom Ford, I have not tried that much from Tom Ford, but I really, unfortunately, love this bronzer. This is the Glow Bronzer. This is very expensive. I have mine in the shade 2 Terra, but this is just such a beautiful bronzer. I don't want to drop mine. I also love the white and gold compact. There's something just like very fancy about it. This is what the bronzer looks like. It is not a completely matte bronzer. Like it offers this beautiful sheen to the skin without having any like glitter particles or without being like too glowy. It just offers like a truly sun-kissed healthy glow to your skin sort of bronze, which is just like my personal favorite honestly all year round. I've been like opting for not a totally matte bronzer, or honestly not anything totally matte on my face. So for me, if you're gonna splurge on Tom Ford, I would start by checking out the bronzer. I've tried quite a bit from Patrick Ta, and I've liked pretty much everything that I've tried from Patrick Ta. But again, if I were to like start you with one product, bronzer contour, woo, we're branching out here. But the duos from Patrick Ta, even like the blush duos as well, I just think it's such a, I don't know if I would like, yeah, like unique to the market, just because I feel like not a lot of other brands are doing a like cream and powder duo, and I just absolutely love this option. So this is the lightest shade. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 shades in the bronzer contour. This is in the shade She's Statuesque, and I love this because I'm not someone who contours that often, but this contour shade is not super harsh, and also if it ends up a little bit like deeper or ashier than I would prefer, then I just top the bronzer over it. The bronzer is a really beautiful shade on my skin tone as well. It's not like too orange, not too warm, but just a beautiful product in general. So I do love this one from Patrick Ta. All right, Natasha Denona has impeccable eyeshadows, but as I mentioned in the intro, we're not talking about eyeshadows in this video, although this one maybe could be considered like kind of a cheat. But from Natasha Denona, the Glam face palette, not eyeshadow palette, face palette is such a standout in my opinion. So you have 5 different eyeshadows, which I will say the eyeshadows in this, impeccable. If you're just looking for like office appropriate, easy everyday, or you want to glam it up, like the 2 shimmers in here are so beautiful and impactful and outstanding in my opinion on the eyes. I love them so much. But you also have a blush and a highlighter, and both are really beautiful. The highlighter is a little bit more subtle, which is definitely my preference lately, and I've just been so impressed by this face palette. I'm upset that I didn't purchase this right when it came out, like because I wish I just had this in my collection for longer, because it's such a great product. But if you're looking for something from Natasha Denona, I highly recommend the face palette, the Glam face palette. Talking more luxury, Charlotte Tilbury. There's quite a few products I like from Charlotte Tilbury. Actually quite a few now that I think about it. I'm like, bronzers I could have talked about. Her new cream to powder bronzer is so good, but truly a standout and a favorite in my collection for so long, and I feel like this product is a little bit polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. But the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, my cap has broken off. This has been through it in my collection. This is such a beautiful product. If you like glowier skin, I in the summer love to mix this with my Drunk Elephant Deep Bronzy when I'm looking to match my face, which I don't self tan, to my body. It just is like the perfect combination. I've also used this quite frequently this year just as a liquid highlight on the face, as I have been trying to pan this in my Deca Panning Project pan. It's such a beautiful product, expensive, but you do get so much product, and I've been using this. I've had this in my collection, I believe, since 2019. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I do smell, it still smells normal. It doesn't break me out. Don't judge me. But this has been in my collection for quite some time. I've used this quite a bit, and I still feel like there's no end in sight to like this being done. So while it is pricier, I do feel like you get a good amount of product in this, and it will take you forever to get through. So if you've been considering this one from Charlotte Tilbury, it's a favorite in my opinion. The brand I love and love so many products from them is Kosas. So it's kind of hard for me to pick a favorite, but the Kosas Revealer Concealer is hands down one of, if not my favorite concealer. It is my favorite concealer. I thought the Laura Mercier might be my favorite, but really it is the Kosas. I had this in my collection, went through a full tube. My cap broke on mine, and I was so irritated by the end of finishing that concealer that I was like, I'm just not going to purchase this again. It's similar to Laura Mercier. Then I purchased the Laura Mercier concealer again, and truly Kosas just is the best. This is really hydrating underneath the eyes, but still offers such a good amount of coverage. I truly think if you have oily or dry skin, you will really enjoy this. And if you're looking for lighter coverage, I recommend putting this underneath your eyes, blending it out right away. Or if you're looking for more coverage, let it sit for 30 seconds to a minute and then blend it out, and you'll get more coverage without it. Like, it doesn't look cakey. Whether I blend it out right away or let it sit underneath my eyes for a little bit, I never find that this one looks cakey. And while every concealer creases underneath my eyes, because I just have creases underneath my eyes, I don't find that this one creases significantly and makes me look like super aged by any means. It's just such, I saw a little peaking of like a little disturbance in the product up here, and I thought my cap had broken, and I was like, not again. But such a good one from Kosas. Because I love the Kosas brand so much, I do have to give an honorable mention to the Color and Light Cream Duos. I just have to, because I think these are so good. So they have powder and cream versions. I love both, but personally the creams are a standout in my opinion. I wish I had grabbed my Tropic Equinox, because that has pan on both sides. This is in the shade Velvet Melon. The highlighters are like the most beautiful cream highlight I have ever used, and the blush is so easy to work with. It does feel a little bit sticky or tacky to the touch. Typically I will set these still with like a loose, like very translucent powder on top. You don't have to, but you might get a little stickiness on the cheek. I just think like gym highlight like looks like you were just sweating in like the best way possible, or like just got out of like the ocean water, and like the salty ocean water is like making your cheeks glisten. Like that is what I get with the highlights in these cream duos. So I had to give these an honorable mention, but this is such a standout in my opinion. You should probably just get both from Kosas. Like, let's be honest, buy almost everything from the Kosas line. I love Kosas as a brand. Another brand that I love quite a bit from their line, but truly this was like hands down, not even a question, Tower 28. If you've been following me, do you know what I'm gonna say? The lip jellies. I've emptied out at least 3 lip jellies, and I still have 4 more in my collection. This is a product I will always have at least a couple of shades. Their Milky line is my favorite. It's a gloss that has pigment in like the best way. It's not like too pigmented, but it makes your lips look juicy. It's literally not sticky at all, and it's pretty long lasting in my opinion. The shade Chill is like the perfect clear gloss. Like for like the juiciest lip clear gloss effect, Chill. I've already emptied out one of these. I have another one. I have the shade Cashew, which is from their Milky line. I've emptied out 2 others from their Milky line. I want to say Coconut was my favorite. And then I also have the shade Chestnut, which was from a holiday launch last year, and Spicy, which is such a beautiful red popsicle lip sort of look. Love these from Tower 28. If you have not tried these and you're a gloss gal, what are you doing with your life? Run, don't walk. Go pick up a Tower 28 lip jelly. And then speaking of a favorite gloss formula, I'm truly obsessed with the Lys Forget the Filler formula. There's another one of these currently sitting in my bathroom. I finished up the original. Like, I love it so much. If you are looking for a plumping lip gloss formula that is not going to actually irritate your lips, it's not going to cause like watery eyes, you're not going to feel like you're eating like the spiciest Thai food out there with like the most painful lips. Like, I'm thinking of like Nabla Viper or like Too Faced lip injections. It's not like that at all. It does have like a minty sensation, but truly the plump in your lip, I feel like, comes from it just your lips looking so pouty and juicy. And like, I'm someone who feels like I have really dry lips. I live in Minnesota and I just have chronically dry skin and dry lips, probably because one, I live in Minnesota, but also two, I feel like I don't stay hydrated enough because I drink way too much caffeine, not enough water. Regardless, I feel like I always have like raisin lips, if you will. Like, I just feel like my lips, like I have like lip lines, like dry lip lines. This fills my lip lines in, and it's just like the poutiest in the best way lip look ever. I have the shade Annie as well as Daisy Pink. Velvet is this really beautiful mauve tone shade for the fall time that's in my bathroom. I went through the original. Again, the original is so phenomenal. I want to own every single shade ever imagined in the Forget the Filler lip gloss formula. Again, run, don't walk. If you've been sitting on us, they're more expensive, but they're worth it. And if you want to wait, I want to say last holiday there was like a holiday set that came with 2 minis and a full size. So I mean, I'm gonna have my eye out for that this holiday. All right, Milk makeup. I love Milk as a brand. I feel like I'm always super interested in what they're releasing, although not everything works well for me. But it's still like a brand that just always like has my attention, has my eye, you know? It's a toss-up. It's a tie for my favorite. So one of the products is the bronzing stick, and I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of this. The Milk Bronzing Stick. And why can't I think of the name of the shade? It doesn't matter. The bronzing stick, really good. Had mine. It did go bad on me earlier this year, so I haven't since replaced that just because I'm on like, I have a certain amount of bronzers I can purchase this year, and also I have so many other bronzers in my collection I need to get through, but it's such a good product. I would recommend buying the mini over the full size because you get so much product in the mini, and if you're thinking about it, just get the mini. You'll be good, and then if you go through it, buy another. But also from Milk, the Kush Mascara. I love the Kush Mascara. I think this is like my 4th tube. I just have the deluxe. I prefer a deluxe size mascara over a full size because no matter what, when it reaches the 3 to 4 month mark, I call it an empty just so I'm not putting anything that could potentially be expired on my eyelashes. The Kush waterproof mascara is so good. It's my favorite waterproof mascara, but I also just love the original. I feel like this does so much for volume without getting too clumpy or like spidery. It's just such a good mascara in my opinion. Definitely a favorite for Milk makeup. And then from Ilia, I've tried quite a bit from Ilia, and I will say I haven't been like super impressed with everything. Like for me, the majority of Ilia products are really take it or leave it. But hands down, my favorite mascara on the face of the earth is the Ilia, the original or their newer one. And I don't have the name of either. This newer one, does it say it on here? No. But, oh yeah, the Fullest Volumizing Mascara. Either from Ilia, the original, I know, I'm almost 100% positive is a tubing mascara. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not sure about this one, but this one does not transfer on me. In terms of like the trifecta of like length, separation, and volume, in my opinion, either of the Ilia mascaras, so good, so expensive, but so worth it in my opinion. Like if I could only use one mascara for the rest of my life, it would be an Ilia mascara. Let's talk about Lys Next. Lys is another brand that while not everything has worked for me, it's still a brand I always have my eye on, and I'm very curious about what they are releasing. My favorite product that I've tried from them thus far is the Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. This is a really good concealer. This is like up there with my Kosas concealer. This is really lightweight underneath the eyes. This is more affordable than the Kosas concealer. And it just like, it never gets cakey. It doesn't feel like anything underneath my eyes, not heavy, but still offers a good amount of coverage. It's a really great option from Lys, so I definitely recommend checking this one out. Let's talk about a brand that not much from their line has worked for me, and that is Saie. Some of the worst makeup I feel like I tried for sure in 2021 came from Saie, but a product that I really enjoy from them is their dewy blush. I have mine in the shade Poppy. This is such a beautiful coral blush, and if you like a glowier cheek, I think you'll really enjoy this, especially if you are looking for something that is like, if you're looking for a liquid blush that's still really easy to use. This is a really thin texture, really easy to blend out. It's pigmented, but when you blend it out, you really can blend it out to be more sheer. So you can either build this up to be really pigmented, or you can really sheer this out. This shade specifically for me is like the perfect sunburnt cheek blush, and I just love it so much. I was skeptical because so much from Saie has not worked for me. I was like, it's just gonna be like a waste of money, but truly I love the dewy blush from Saie Beauty. A brand where most of the products for me are like, take it or leave it, it's just probably like not the brand for me specifically, is Merit Beauty. But I will say, this one kind of surprised me too. The Merit Beauty highlighter stick, I have mine in the shade Kava. I love this so much. Now this is like the easiest highlight, like cream highlight formula I feel like I've ever used. It's like the perfect size. I'm thinking of like the full size Milk highlight used to be so big that you couldn't get like a precise application. This I will either swipe on directly onto my face, or I'll use a brush or a beauty blender right on the tip. Like, so easy to use. It's such a smooth formula. And it's not a super glowy highlight. Like if you're looking for like glazed donut highlight effect, you're not going to get that from this. But if you're looking for that glass skin, doesn't look like you actually applied highlight, but it looks like you just got a facial and your skin is like you're a glowing goddess, that is exactly what I get from this. I love this the most when I have no other makeup on and maybe I just want like mascara, brows, and my cheeks to glow a little bit. I will use this. I'm thinking of like days I go work out at the gym and like, you know, maybe I'm just going to check out the boys and not really going for like the hardest workout ever, but like want it to look like I've been working out the whole time, so I need that like sweaty glow. I'll put this highlighter on before I go to the gym, and it gives me that like sweaty gym vibe in like the best way possible. And then speaking of cream highlighters that I love, in my opinion, from RMS Beauty, the best product you can get from them is their Living Luminizer, specifically in the shade Champagne Rosé. So this is the Champagne Rosé. This is a quad I got from them. This is 25 bucks. This actually is cheaper than if you bought just Champagne Rosé in like the potted form. And so if you're looking to just like try the RMS formula, this might be the best option. Mine looks so dirty and gross. I don't really love the, which one is it? The actual Living Luminizer. This is just like too sheer, but like is then sticky on my face, and it just doesn't give me the effect I want. I am someone who loves a pink toned highlight, like come hell or high water. I don't feel like that's really a phrase I'm trying to use with this, but pink highlighters are just my jam. Like if I could only choose one highlighter to wear, like one tone of highlight, it would be a pink highlighter. Love it so much. So that's why Champagne Rosé really works well for me. Now if you don't like a pink highlight, specifically that shade is not probably going to be the best for you. This one right here in the shade Magic Luminizer is also nice. There's a couple of different like textures and formulas to RMS. I have found that for me, the Champagne Rosé Living Luminizer is my personal favorite. If you're wanting to try a bunch, again, the quad might be the best option. I got mine for 25 bucks. Such a good deal in my opinion, but that would be our recommendation from RMS. Next up, from YSL. I haven't tried the most from YSL. A couple of lip products, a primer, and a few other products here and there, but I really love the YSL Bare Look tint. I think this is such a great skin tint. It is a little bit more pricey, but I think it's so beautiful on the skin. It is a really beautiful like light coverage, but still looks like your skin, but still like evens everything out. I think it's such a good product. So if you're looking for one from YSL, That would be my recommendation. I feel like I'm like, look more like cool toned and darker since I'm back. I don't know if I like it or not. 2 more brands. Makeup by Mario. Makeup by Mario is another brand I've like always got my eye on, and I feel like I never purchased like a new release from the brand. However, I feel like I always like circle back to the product, and really I can't think of like one product I've tried from Makeup by Mario that I don't like. But a product that I absolutely have fallen head over heels in love with is the Soft Pop powder blush, specifically in the shade Desert Rose. Every time I wear this blush, I love it so much. It gives the cheeks just like a glowy skin-like finish without being like glowy. It has this sort of satin matte finish that's not like totally matte, but it's not like a super glowy cheek. It just like, it's like the perfect thing ever. I love the shade Desert Rose. I think it's so beautiful. But truly anything from Makeup by Mario that I'm trying, like I literally don't think you can go wrong. If you're looking for like a more subtle highlight, I think its powder highlights are so good. But this Desert Rose blush, man, like literally this might be my new favorite blush in my collection. Like might be overtaking Buxom Seychelles, which has been like a long running favorite blush in my collection. And then finally from Melt Cosmetics, I'm trying to think, I've tried a lipstick from Melt, obviously eyeshadow from Melt, but a product I love from them. So even if I haven't tried like every single makeup product, I feel so comfortable recommending this as like a best product, because this is one of the best cream blushes I've tried, or that's in my collection, and it is the Melt Cream Blush Light. I have mine in the shade Golden Hour. Now they have matte blushes as well as some that have like a little bit more of like a shine or a shimmer to them, and this is one that definitely has more of like a glow to it. I love a good coral blush, which is exactly what this is. It has, I like swatched, it almost has like a metallic sort of finish, but on the cheeks it again just looks like you have this beautiful sun-kissed glow to your cheeks, and I freaking adore it so much. They have quite a few different blush shades in their line, so I can really only speak to Golden Hour, but I love it so much. One of my favorite cream blushes in my collection. Again, I can't stop. I can't not rave about that one. So if you're looking for a product to try from Melt, I highly recommend the cream blushes. But after that, those are the 20 best products from 20 different brands that you can find at Sephora. I would love to know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite products from different brands, whether it be eyeshadow or not eyeshadow. Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watching today's video, for supporting my channel. I appreciate it so much. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.